friends, this is my little series on 30 Posh tips for selling in 30 days. And this is tip number 8. So tip number 8 has to do a little bit with financing and understanding your numbers. And this will help from, the first sale you make to hopefully you can continue selling. And as you grow, you can kind of look back and look at your numbers. So when you go on to Poshmark, you do have your Posh stats that you can look at, and it'll tell you how many sales you've made, what the total amount of sales. It'll give you some basic stats, but what's really going to be helpful for you is knowing how many sales you've made every week and the amount you've spent on things. If you're spending money on items to sell, you'll definitely want to keep track of that. So you know what you're spending and your profit. You don't want to spend $100 and only make $50. So it's going to be really helpful to keep track of it. And this is what we do. Every Saturday night, we keep track of that week. As far as how many packages we've done and how much we've sold as far as money-wise. We just keep track of it in our end notes on our phone, which is really easy to do. I know some of you might get out the Excel spreadsheets and keep track of it that way. But we always keep track of the amount we sold per week and per month. We always try to pay ourselves back with whatever we have spent, and then there's always profit on top of that, and you always want profit on top of that. You don't want to spend $1,000 and have only sold $1,000. You want to make some money on top of what you've spent. So and initially that's pretty much like the main thing that you're gonna want to keep track of. I started with going to thrift stores and looking for certain name brands, and then I would list those and they'd sell. But it's hard to say like, oh yeah, I spent $50 at the store and right now I'm at $50 sold, so I don't really know if I made any profit. You're gonna want to keep track of, even if it's on your phone, keep track of how much you've spent, and don't forget to do that. Keep track of it, and then give yourself a time, either at like maybe one time during the week or at the end of the month, whatever it is, of how much money you've made, and always pay yourself back what you've spent. And then on top of that, that's the profit. So I think that was tip number 8. So tip number 8, make sure that you're keeping track of your finances, how much you've spent and how much you've sold. Thanks guys, bye-bye.